Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with more of the Gran Turismo 7 Nations Cup series. This time round, again, I'm left questioning why. We're doing 5 laps around Fisherman's Ranch, which for those of you that don't know, is like a 6.5 mile dirt-only circuit that, as you can see on your screens, is absolutely scary as all hell on earth. So, we'll see how this one goes today. I don't even think I can fit a full qualifying lap in. If I get one without spinning, then great. But it's over 3-minute laps around this place. Well, heading out through the final couple of turns then, it is such a wild ride around this Fisherman's Ranch, but up towards the line, am I going to improve over my previous lap? Yes, I did, but only by a few hundredths of a second there. Leaves us 5 seconds away from Loren, who I'm pretty certain that time would put them in the top 100 in the world, so mega lap time done by them. But to be honest, this race is just going to be chaos, so we'll see what happens. Right, let's do this thing then, here from Fisherman's Ranch. Like I said, we qualified P3 4 Brits in a row behind our Frenchman on pole. I mean, the French aren't known for having absolutely phenomenal rally drivers, are they? But to be honest, for me, this is actually a really good opportunity to score some big points in the championship. Of course, since I got bumped up to A, I've been kind of a midfield runner throughout most of these events. So if I could finally get on the podium, that would be rather nice. I kind of got promoted and then have just sat around in the midfield. It would be quite nice if we could try and get ourselves towards the front here today. And I feel like the guy in front, we could certainly have a battle with then. But 5 laps ahead of us around Fisherman's Ranch. Should take about 15-16 minutes. I don't know whether that was my fault or his, to be completely honest. But we've made it through. It felt like he was running incredibly wide. I mean, this is the thing, of course, Gran Turismo 7, rally racing, of course, you basically just kind of have to... Whoa, steady on. You basically, yeah, you're going to have contact with people on the... I mean, you have contact with people on here anyway. But, yeah, in these sorts of races, it is going to be contact all over the place. There, as you can see, the Frenchman at the front, guy behind slaps the wall as well. But, I mean, if we can try and hang close to him early on, sort of learn some of his lines... I feel like there was easily another couple of seconds or a second or so on my lap, but of course it is just so difficult to get it entirely hooked up round here. I tend to be, at least from qualifying, what I notice is I'm using sort of every inch of the circuit, whereas a lot of people are just trying to stay in the middle of the road. I don't know which one's better, to be honest. What I do know though is it is very full on. It's videos like this where I'm happy that I normally do a wheel cam. I'm sure by saying this now it will have corrupted on the file, but yeah, you can sort of just see how much work goes into trying to manhandle these cars around these venues. I mean, it's the same on most rally sims, of course. You know, I've been doing a little bit of Dirt Rally 2.0, need to actually get back in and do the next round of the RFL rally, but we're keeping up with Loren on this opening lap, and we might be able to get a good run. So we head down the back straight. Often you don't worry about slipstream in a rally race, but apparently we've got to today. Whoa! We've accidentally gone round him. That is going to be one of the scariest moves I've never intended to pull off, but we're into the lead then as we come towards the end of lap 1. Looks like he might just have nicked the wall there, perhaps picked up a little bit of damage, but of course this is Gran Turismo. It will go away again rather quickly, otherwise I think people will be taking a lot less risks around this venue, but into the lead we go. This was not what I was expecting. He's only 5 seconds a lap faster than me. I'm sure we can hold him up. I've just noticed it isn't actually the Frenchman that's behind me now. It's a fellow Brit there, I think started in P4 just behind me, that has followed me through to the front of the field. So let's really just try and run away then early on in this race. Of course, we might have a bit of extra pace over him, and if he can keep the Frenchman back for a couple of laps, that could do us a lot of favours. But I mean, this thing is, I mean, I think it's all the rally cars, to be honest, on Gran Turismo 7. They don't really land very consistently. You'll have one time where it'll just land flat, absolutely fine, and another time where it'll land upside down in a hedge 2 miles away from where you thought it would. Frenchman's back though into P2 by the end of lap 1, but I am somehow leading. Oh no, that's not the line I wanted through there. That might allow the Frenchman an opportunity to get a whole lot closer once again there, as here we go. Heading down the back straight, exactly the same place that I made the move last time. Oh, he's going to jump underneath me. Whoa! So much closing speed there as again he just slaps the wall, but he's back through. It's like he just had a bit of a trip up. You can see just how aggressively you got to cut into these corners. But I mean, when it does grip up, these cars really do pick up the acceleration off the turns. I think they've got more power than sort of a World Rally car or anything like that. I think these things are running up towards the 500 mark, which many would argue is too many. I would argue it's certainly enough. I'm just watching some of his lines around this lap, and I just don't get how he's able to do them. Just pulling away so much time. He's into the 259s. He's absolutely mugged me there as I'm still sat in the 305s. Whoa, steady, steady, steady. But yeah, to be honest, like I said, I think unless he makes another mistake, we're probably going to watch them settle off into the sunset. But, you know, P2 at the moment, still 6 seconds clear of the cars behind. It would be nice if we could sort of get a bit of safety, as apparently I've gone purple. I don't believe that one. I've lost somehow another 8 tenths. Come on, car. There we go, down to the 303. So I definitely am getting more and more competitive. You know, I'm still learning this car and track and things like that. And of course, you know, how you really do get the most out of these. Technically, they're dubbed Group B cars, of course, in Gran Turismo. I'm well aware they aren't actually what you and I know to be Group B cars, but that's what they're dubbed as in the game. I don't know why they didn't just call them Group R for Rally, but it is what it is, I suppose. As yeah, we're not losing too much time to the Frenchman up in front, but I think, yeah, unless he... Ooh, that corner is horrendous. Unless, yeah, he does something crazy, I think, to be honest, we're just kind of racing into a very, very lonely P2 here. Less than 2 laps to go, though. Whoa, that is definitely going to be some rear damage. That's not the line through there, just to warn you all. Oh, no. Damn it. Slap that wall again. And now we've got 11 seconds to in front and 12 seconds. Well, yeah, we are completely in no man's land at the moment. I mean, we're going to lose a bit of time to those cars behind. But, again, unless I do something crazy, I think we might just try and push to see if I can get a really nice final lap booked up. But we are now starting to lose a fair old chunk of time to the guy behind. This has been a woeful lap. Yeah, you can see we were 305, 305, 303, and it's going to be a 312. So, yeah, certainly a long, long way off where I should have been this time round. So let's try and go for an attacking lap then around Fisherman's Ranch. So their first couple of corners all about just trying to get nicely tucked in there, get as close to that little outpost as you possibly can. Don't hit it, of course it will absolutely wreck the car. Changing up to 6th gear over the jump, trying just to make sure that you land flat there, and then back down into 5th, and then over that jump into 4th gear there. Next couple of corners, we want to tip it in early 3rd gear there, get the rear end rotated around again. That's the wall I was on about. Oh, dearie me. That was a pretty painful crunch there, as suddenly now we have got a battle on our hands on this final lap there. This guy coming up the inside. Oh, braking a lot earlier there than I was expecting. I think this was the guy I might have turned or had contact with on lap 1, so I want to try and keep it pretty clean with him. But let's just see what we can do there. As you can just see, you know, you take a slightly different line, it can cost you so much, but then of course next corner they're offline, and you can claw it all back there, Frenchman. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to let him keep that. Just there. I'm going to sit behind him through the next couple of corners because I got my corners slightly wrong. Yeah, do not want to sort of build up a reputation for that on Gran Turismo 7, I suppose. But anyway, winding our way down the hill. I think we've given him enough time to run free. Let's try and go back on the attack mode there. So just front end lifting up horrendously as we get down the bottom of the hill. Of course, we're trying to square this corner up nicely. Give yourself the best run out to the back straight there, and you can see we are taking a fair old chunk of time out. I think it's close to that wall on the inside as you dare, means you can fly over that one flat. We were so lucky he ghosted, otherwise that could have been both of us in a world of hurt. But back into P2 we go. You want to brake alarmingly late, dangerously late in through that next corner. The camber will carry you through. You should be able to get a decent run up the hill, but you can see this guy's still not far behind. With lines like that, he's going to get even closer once again. But yeah, I mean, that guy at the front, I would love to know what all of his lap times have been, to be completely honest. As you can see, the guy behind there just flashed up on the radar for one brief moment. Got to be so square on the steering off that corner, but chucking it in 3rd gear there. Those two corners are really satisfying when you get them hooked up, of course, you can just carry one stable line through the pair of them. But I mean, yeah, these things, you really don't drive like a rally car, you just drive like rally cross cars, to be completely honest. Of course, it was just all about straight line exits and putting all the power down and making sure, of course, that turbo is spooled as well. But the Frenchman, he's going to take the win there, 25 seconds clear, as I plummet down the hill for the final time in this race. Still a 3:03. He's going to be my best lap there, just shy of 4 seconds away from the Frenchman. So yeah, in a completely different league here today. Maybe it is Sebastian Loeb, who knows. At the final corner up towards the line, we are going to come through for P2 there. Pretty happy with that, to be honest there. Like I said, first podium since I've been promoted up into A licence, so I don't think we can really complain all too much. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we will be back very, very soon with more Gran Turismo 7 content.